Hey guys, welcome back for another video. I am so excited to share this one with you today. My husband and I have been on the carnivore diet now for 6 months, and I wanted to share with you all of the benefits that my husband and I have experienced since going carnivore. So I wrote down 12 benefits for myself and 12 benefits that my husband has experienced. My lovely man, Josh, did not want to be in the video. So I'm going to show you a picture of what he looked like before going carnivore and what he looks like now. It's quite a transformation that we were not expecting, since we did not plan to go on the carnivore diet to lose weight. That was not our intention at all. And if you want to know why we decided to go carnivore, please check out this video. I will link it below in the description. And then since going carnivore, our kids are now ketovore. We do allow them to eat fruit, a little bit of dairy. They don't eat any grain, and nothing processed. So I have videos on that as well, of our elimination of eating processed foods in our home. And I will link those videos as well below. So let's get into it because it's really exciting. I went carnivore on August 12th of 2022. I am filming this video in February, mid to late February. So it's been a solid 6 months, and I'm just going to list them out here. So the very first benefit for myself, I'm going to go first and just list all my benefits, was, well, first, before I list my benefit, I just want to say, I had no idea what to expect. I only decided to do this carnivore diet with my husband temporarily, to be in complete and total solidarity with him while he got his medical issues out of the way. And I ended up falling in love with it. It has simplified my life and my entire family's life so much. And I feel amazing. So we just don't have plans to make any changes. So, okay. Sorry, just had to get that out there. First benefit is my brain fog is gone. For the longest time before going carnivore, I was having a really difficult time like finding the words to say. I would have conversations with people and I could not think of the word that I wanted to use in my conversation. Even just speaking with my kids. Now this still happens to me, but it's not even in the realm of as frequent as it used to be. So even just having conversations with my kids, I'd just be like, hey, go put your shoes in that thing over there. I just could not think of the word basket. Like it just would not be there until literally several seconds later. And the kids would be like, the basket? I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean, that thing over there. And just having just conversations, I couldn't, the words were just not there. The words I wanted to use, it would take several seconds for me to come up with the word I wanted to say. And I'm 34 years old and that ain't right. And so, that my brain fog has completely lifted. I can focus more. And I just don't, just my brain feels so much better. The second benefit that I have written down is I have stronger nails. I know maybe for men that's not a big deal, but I've always had peely, like super bendy nails, and now they are firm and they are hard, and I hardly ever break a nail, and I will take it. My third benefit is next to no more acne. I've struggled with acne my entire life, and I virtually do not break out at all anymore. And for that, I am so grateful. I didn't realize, I was addicted to carbs and sugar. The only time I would eat meat at all in my diet during the day would honestly only be at dinner with my husband, because my husband loves eating meat. He always has. And so for dinner, I always made sure there was meat on the table. And that would, honestly, almost all the time be the only time I ate meat. And that includes eggs. Like I include eggs as meat. And so, yeah, that'd be the only time I would eat any meat. Otherwise, I was always eating pasta, or I was eating breads, or snacking on candy, or just eating a lot of the processed snacks that my kids were eating. And I always had terrible, terrible skin. And even though my skin is not perfect, I have a lot of acne scars and things like that. I no longer worry about having deep, painful, like underground breakouts. My fourth benefit that I've experienced over the last 6 months of being carnivore is no more sugar cravings. I can go the whole day without even thinking about sugar or craving something sweet. Now, from time to time, I will say if I have guests over, or I'm going to someone's house and they have baked goods, the desire is there. I really do still love sugar. I love to eat ice cream and things like that. And so, like, if I walked through a bakery, I'd be craving some sugar, like serious. But at home, and at restaurants and things like that, I don't think about eating sugar or anything like that. And I'm so grateful, because I would be sneaking from the pantry all the time, like little handfuls of like chocolate covered raisins, and just like be eating that all day long. And now I don't think about it, and I don't crave it. My fifth benefit is that I sleep solid. I thought I slept really well before, but when I say I sleep solid, I mean, sorry, my kids are really loud in the other room, so just ignore them. When I say I sleep solid, I don't need as many hours of sleep, because I'm sleeping deeper than I used to. And so I can, if one of my kids wake me up in the middle of the night and I only got like 5 hours of sleep, that 5 hours of sleep was so solid that I'm not tired to go back to sleep, and I'm fine throughout the day. My sixth benefit, and probably my favorite benefit of this entire journey, has been zero bloating. I have no abdominal discomfort after I eat. I made a video of my day in the life of when we just got back from our trip from Florida. And I did not go to the bathroom for 10 days. Like, when I travel, I get nervous bowel, sorry, TMI, and I just don't go. Well, in those 10 days, I had zero bloating, zero abdominal discomfort. I had no gas. I mean, nothing. And so by eating this way, I feel great in my clothes all the time. I can eat until I'm full, and I can still like suck it in comfortably and not feel like I have to like unbutton my pants or anything. And I'll take it. And kind of that goes with that, the seventh benefit I wrote down, again, I know it's a little TMI, but no gas. Like virtually none. When I would eat a standard American diet, you had flatulence, and some people have it worse than others, of course, but yeah, it's totally gone. I have none. My eighth benefit is I have consistent energy all day long. No more do I have like the drag and the slump at 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon where you feel like you want to have another cup of coffee. I don't have that anymore. I have consistent energy from when I wake up to when I go to bed. And that is wonderful when you are a mother of small children and you're always on the go. Number 9 is I just have better mental health. I am a naturally positive person anyway, so I understand that you do keep that in account, but because I feel so good every day, my sleep is great, I have consistent energy, I'm not bloated, I don't feel gross, my face is clearing up, and whatever else, like I am happy all the time, and my mental health has only gotten better. I also noticed as my 10th benefit for myself is during my cycle, I used to get really, I don't know, I don't know, like edgy about the week before my cycle. And I've noticed that I don't really have that anymore. Yeah, I'm not like snapping at my kids as much, and like the moodiness seems to be gone. I never really had much cramping, but I haven't felt any cramping or any discomfort before my cycle or during my cycle since going carnivore. I will say though that carnivore has changed the flow of my cycle, and so which isn't bad, but it did change the flow. But I no longer have any of, the unpleasant symptoms prior to. My 11th benefit is that I have no more hip pain. I was a dance teacher for 11 years. I coached for 15, and over this last year and a half, 2 years before I decided to retire from coaching, I was starting to get this really dull pain in my right hip. And if you are a dancer, you'll know that that is a really common issue and oftentimes surgery that you would have to have. And so since going carnivore, that pain is gone. I have no issues while I'm exercising. But also I will say, when I do quote unquote cheat, and let's say I go to my grandma's house and she has Danish, which I know is like terrible for you, but it is good. And my grandmother offers me a slice of Danish with my black coffee. I'm going to be polite and I'm going to take my grandma's Danish, okay? I will say, like, after I eat that Danish or I have like a donut or something, I do feel the pain the following day, like a tweak in my back that I used to always have. That back pain is now gone. But when I do cheat with something that's grain based and has a ton of sugar, like bakery goods, I do feel the tweak in my back again, and I will feel the tweak in my hip again for the next day or two because of that inflammation that has been reintroduced into my body. And my last and 12th benefit for myself since going carnivore is, when you just are feeling this great, you want to engage with your husband. I think you know where I'm going with this, more than normal. So I've read in other carnivore books and in other videos, like your libido goes up and things like that. But there is truth in that. When you are in a better mental health state, you're in a better physical state, you do want to engage more. And there's, I'm good with that. All right, so on with my husband. I'm sorry that he wasn't here today. I'm petting my puppy. Can you say hi, Max? This is our sausage. I should have named him Sausage, but we got him before we went carnivore. He's just going to be cuddling with me, aren't you, Max? All right, so my husband went carnivore because he had a really high blood pressure. And when he went into going carnivore, he never intended, he didn't even think he was going to lose weight. That wasn't even on his radar. So I want to show you a picture of what my husband looked like before going carnivore and what he looks like now. So in the more current picture, that picture was actually taken in September. So he's lost a total of 45 pounds in 6 months, and 30 of those pounds was in the first month of going carnivore. It was shocking, because the reason why he went carnivore was because his blood pressure was out of control. And he still wants to lose 10 to 15 more pounds based on like his height and like all these measurements. His goal is to still lose 10 to 15 more pounds. And so in this updated picture, he's already 30 pounds down, maybe 35 pounds down. So he is thinner. But I asked him yesterday, what are the benefits that you've personally experienced in the last 6 months of going carnivore? And I wrote his list down, so I'm going to read it to you. Number one is his anxiety. If you knew my husband, you would know he has high functioning anxiety. He is a business owner of a pretty large business. and he is just a high functioning anxiety person, but he no longer feels that his anxiety is as extreme. And when stress comes up in his life now, he feels that he can handle it so much better. And everything, and that stress that he's, getting from whether it's work related or not, he feels that he can handle it so much better and it's not as big of a deal. And I'll tell you something about a little story that happened with him and his anxiety. So we went carnivore in August. He went carnivore 5 days before I did. And then he went totally cold turkey into that. And then I gradually weaned out carbs over 5 days when I did it. But anyway, my daughter's birthday was at the end of September and he was about a month into it. And she wanted a donut tower as a cake. So I bought 3 dozen donuts, stacked them up in a pyramid. And he said, well, it's my daughter's birthday. I'm going to enjoy the party or whatever. I'm going to have a donut, right? It was his first time cheating on the diet. And so he did. He had a Long John. He had a Long John with white frosting on it. He ate it. He enjoyed it. Within a couple hours, his anxiety that he just felt so calm. He's been feeling so good for a month, all the things. He had crippling anxiety for 3 days after eating that Long John. And now that he knows if he eats a donut or something extremely sugary and, full of grain and whatever, he knows what it does to him now because he's eliminated it. And so he's not going back. And his second benefit goes along with the first one, like I already said. He can handle stress so much better when it does arise because his anxiety is in check now. It's not as extreme as it used to be. And with several videos that I have watched of amazing doctors, they do say processed food and a lot of grain and sugar in your diet does increase your anxiety. And so it makes perfect sense that now that he's off all of that, he can handle stress that's coming into his life in a much better manner. The third benefit is his blood pressure is finally under control. So that was the reason why he went carnivore, was because he had blood pressure so high that he should have been hospitalized. And so he now has his blood pressure completely in check. The fourth benefit for my husband is weight loss. Again, it was not planned. It just happened. He's currently 45 pounds down and he's been at a weight stall for several months now. So he's hoping this summer something will change, but he has about 10 to 15 pounds to get to his goal number. So that's kind of where he's going with the carnivore diet now. The fifth benefit for my husband is that his joints are so much better. He has arthritis in his hands and in his knees. And he says it doesn't nearly bother him as much at all. Another benefit is the same as I said, is his sleep is so much better. He could function with very little sleep, where I need a lot of sleep to function, but he needs even less sleep now because he sleeps so much deeper. And that's great. Also, another benefit, number 7, is that he no longer needs V8 energy juice canned drinks to get through the day. He's completely given up caffeine and he has consistent energy all day long. From when he wakes up in the morning to when he goes to bed. And another thing he told me is that he feels that his skin on his face, his head, on his arms, just everywhere, the skin on his body is tighter. He feels that it's smoother and it's softer, and he can handle the sun so much more he can be in the sun longer without getting a sunburn. He always just felt itchy when he didn't have a shirt on. When he's swimming, he takes off his shirt, right? But to walk around the house with no shirt or go to bed with no shirt, he just always felt super itchy. And that is completely gone now, he says. So smoother, softer, tighter skin. His ninth benefit was that he's no longer tired after he eats. So when we would eat dinner, or even when he would come home and eat lunch, he would just feel so drained and tired after he ate, and he no longer feels that way. He feels satisfied, and there's no dip in his energy. Also the same as me, he doesn't feel bloated after he's eaten anything. Josh's 10th benefit he wrote is he's more focused at work. He's been able to work through higher level problems faster and easier. And that makes a lot of sense as well, since his anxiety is a lot calmer. So he's able to, you know, being a business owner there, it's stressful. And so, yeah, having better mental health and being able to focus at work and handle your stress, I can see why he's been able to work through higher level problems faster and easier. The 11th benefit is he is not sore after any workouts. Now, let me fill you in on something. So Josh doesn't even eat black pepper anymore on his food. He just has salt on his food. He's meat, a little bit of dairy, salt, water. He will eat a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder, like when I make burger patties, but we have a very, very small home gym in our basement with just some weights, a treadmill, and an incline bench to do sit-ups. And he goes down there and he just does 100 push-ups now, which he couldn't do 100 push-ups before. He'll do 50 sit-ups holding a 35-pound weight, and he's not even tired doing that. He's just bored, so he just stops. But he will work his muscles until the point of muscle failure, and the next day he's not even sore. Now for myself, I still drink coffee. I understand I'm still taking in oxalates in my body, and so when I work out, which is really rare, but I mean, even just a few sit-ups or, some lunges or things like that, I get extremely sore for several days. But he works out a couple days a week in our basement, just doing curls and push-ups and sit-ups, and that's it. And he is never, ever sore, not even a little bit. And his last benefit that he told me about is that he feels that he heals faster. He tore his bicep muscle in November or December. He didn't need surgery for it, but there's a big disfiguration in his bicep. And he had torn his other bicep years prior, and it took months and months and months for that to heal and to get his strength back. And now since he's gone carnivore, and he was carnivore when he totally tore, luckily he didn't completely separate it from the bone, but when he tore his other bicep muscle, he was able to start working out that arm again and rebuilding the muscle months before he was able to do it with the other arm back when he was eating a standard American diet. All right, you guys, those are my 12 benefits, my husband's 12 benefits since being on the carnivore diet for the last 6 months. We really do like this a lot. Again, super simple. We feel amazing. And I want to know below if you've been on the carnivore diet or maybe on a keto diet and the benefits that you have experienced. I love to hear your wins. So give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.